All right, so welcome to another episode here on this week's Market Movers. We're going to be taking a look at stocks not only for this week, but also over the next month. So 5 hot stocks to watch in August 2023. There's been a lot of movement here with earnings. Earnings has been going on for a little while, and it's going to continue moving over the next couple of weeks as well, some of the core companies. But I'm going to share with you a few stocks that I think you should watch and pay attention to. The first one being Apple. As you take a look at Apple, there's a lot of stuff that's going on underneath the surface after earnings, and this stock is down to 177.93 at the moment as we go in and take a look at it. When you look at these stocks and they're pulling back right here, one thing to watch is when you look at the volume and you watch that volume right there, it's picking up speed, and that sell pressure in this stock that's coming down. There's been a huge sell-off that's just recently happened in the stock. So this one is something to watch for a possible nibble or a possible grab as it comes down to lower prices, because stock has trended quite nicely here recently. Now it's pulling back and it's giving up, as far as the gains go, we're giving up about 9%, almost 10%, and that also from a time basis is about 2.5 months worth of gains given up in just a few days. So it could be an interesting one to go in and play in a little bit later, because this one is, it's coming into some decent valuation. So it could be one to watch out, and maybe could be a nibbling opportunity here soon as we get into some further lower prices. The next one on my list to watch is Upstart, so UPST. If we take a look at UPST, also another one that's moved quite well. It has a nice A to B, B to C, C to D pattern. We're breaking back down into that. And if we get into around that $40 price level, that could be some nice support. So what you want to do is watch some of that action as we get into that $40 level and see if it can hold that support level right there. If it can, and then you can watch the price action. If we get a little bounce right there, that could be a nice spot to purchase and get into the stock. Okay, so that's the second one. The third one that I want to show you is PLTR, so Palantir. Here, so if we pull that up right here, also another one that's broke out. If we look at the weekly, broke out past this $9 level. So this one had some huge, massive volume and massive buying that was coming into the stock after that break around that $9-10 range. Continued to pop. I actually traded this one a little bit. Continued to pop and move. And now I think we're getting a little bit on the upper end right there for a little pullback into that 20. So with this slight little pullback as we get into it, that could be a nice place to kind of nibble or buy into some of the into the stock. I'd just be careful, be mindful here. We could get down into the 13. Watch to see if the volume starts to pick up selling pressure. That could also be an issue. But other than that, this one's also been doing fairly well. Okay, the next one I want to mention is one of the big boys. It's NVDA. NVDA, looking at all of these companies, it's down right now $10. So in the market space right now, we've got a bad movement in NVIDIA. And when you start looking at some of the other related companies, we'll go Microsoft. They're all selling off right now. When you look at the SPY, we're down about 50 points. SPX, yeah, about 50 points. So with NVIDIA here, it's still holding up well, but you do have earnings coming up on 8/23, so that's why this is one of those to watch. After earnings, this one could move quite a bit. It could move to the downside, it could move to the upside. You have no idea, but you need to watch out for earnings because it's right there. There's also Eli Lilly that went with earnings, and you can see like some of these, they can pop quite well. But then on the other hand, you've got Apple that sells off quite heavily. So be careful with the earnings. It's one to watch. And then, if you get back down into around 370, it could be a buying opportunity if it doesn't continue to fill the gap. But this is an area of concern that I would be a little bit more careful about. Okay, the last one I have is kind of a duo here, and that will be Square or Block, and also PayPal, actually. Let's go pull it up right here. So if we take a look, PayPal, Square, and Block, Both of them have sold off quite heavily. So here's PayPal. We've tanked quite a bit. Here is Square or Block, also pulling back quite a bit after earnings. But again, a lot of this is taken out now. So when you look at how far back we are, we're about, again, 2.5 months back from after earnings back to those price levels. And that could be an interesting opportunity for buying the dip or nibbling opportunity, because you're down quite a bit from those highs on the Square right here or Block. We're down about 23%. So that's quite a bit. If you look at PayPal, it hasn't been doing as well. I do think PayPal's technology is quite a bit older though. And this one's down about 18%. So they did sell off quite a bit, and it's again something to watch out for in these cases. But remember, be smart, be careful with these stocks, because they have trended lower, but it could be a buying opportunity, because remember, what you have to do is be greedy when other people are fearful, right? Because right now there's panic coming in. Anyways, I hope that helps and gives you a little insight to some of these situations and some of these stocks. Those are kind of the 5 that I'm keeping a closer eye on. There's others, of course, that I'm looking at and watching, but I wanted to share with you some of these insights right there. If you're getting ready and learning more about options, check out tradingwebinars.co. We've got a couple of webinars there that are posted and freebies, so check that out. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me. Truly appreciate it, and hope to see you maybe on the newsletter list, the Discord channel, or you can take a look at some of the courses and other material that we have available. Anyways, thanks again, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.